Welcome to Highly Inquisitive, where we ditch the elusive myth of balance and embrace the beautiful messiness of life. I'm Gabs, your host, and I'm here to share how I am building a life I love full of bold dreams without waiting for permission from anyone. In just 10 minutes, you'll get real talk on conquering fear, ditching self-doubt, and chasing your dreams without being so freaking overwhelmed. Ready for a life that's more fun, less stressful, and designed just for you to be your best self? Let's do it. In the last month, I've had multiple encounters where the taboo or the not so glamorized version of motherhood has come up in my life, in the sense of my ability to talk about it very openly and honestly, that it's something I have struggled with. I love and am so passionate about my work that it sometimes feels like kids are an interruption to that. On the flip side, there are definitely times where I am frustrated as I'll get out with my work interrupting our family life too. So that goes both ways. But for some reason, this elusive myth of work-life balance means that it's okay to say you don't want work encroaching on your life and you want to make space and set boundaries for work staying on its side of the scale. But we don't really talk about when we struggle with feeling like our life and our family is encroaching on work and taking up space and making the scale off balance, and that we don't always love that. And so that's a lot of these conversations that I've been having. One being an article that was just released in the motherhood issue of the Women Thrive magazine, where I shared that I don't think it's all rainbows and sunshine. So I'll make sure I leave the link for that for you in the show notes. I think one of the most dangerous things we are doing as a community is encouraging women to believe they should always fake that they feel that way. I've been on a total and complete book binge. That's a whole another conversation we can have. But one of the greatest things that has come out of me deciding I'm not chasing after balance anymore is that I actually get to read for fun. I read this book a couple weeks ago called Sex, Lies, and Sensibility. Had nothing to do with motherhood, spoiler alert, but I saved a piece of the book because they, in this scenario, were talking about taking care of someone with health issues. But I think it speaks volumes to how many of us moms feel and this role that we have taken on. And I will say one that right now I'm struggling to navigate these feelings around because it pertains to motherhood and taking someone with a chronic illness that has really turned our lives upside down. From the book, it wasn't that he resented being a caretaker. There was just such a stark line between duty and fulfillment. Taking care of someone wasn't one-sided. It wasn't all thankless nights and tired mornings. There was joy in seeing the person you were taking care of doing well. And that fear of not doing enough put him on a hamster wheel of exhaustion and duty, but never joy. Nikki Payne, who is the author of this book, she is incredibly magical with words. I'm getting ready to finish the first book because I read the second book first, just because it was the one that was available at the library, but just literal genius. It's your craft, and I'm so grateful that you're sharing it with the world. When I think about the motherhood journey, it's that, and we've talked about this on the podcast before, this duality of emotions that we get trapped in. And I think caretaker resentment is a very real piece of that. Not on purpose, not because we're bitter or we're angry or we would go back and do things differently, But sure, we definitely think about what life used to look like or what we thought it was going to feel like. And yes, my kids are the greatest project or job I've ever had. The thing that I could talk about all day long that makes me immensely proud, that has taught me so many lessons and made me a better person, and all of the things for those of us who are really passionate about our work too that we hope out of work projects. I've gotten all of that with my kids times 1,000. But the pressure of being responsible for their lives definitely gets me on the hamster wheel at times. 1,000% contributes to my level of overwhelm in just the sheer volume of decisions I have to make for them. I'm in the category, if you look at a Venn diagram of people who make the most decisions, I am smack in the middle of that. I am a working mom. I am an entrepreneur. And I have a child with a chronic illness. I make so many decisions every day that it's a miracle that my head has not exploded. So while we all love our babies and we're so thankful for them and we are so grateful for them, and my God, do children have the most pure way of reminding you to love this life you've been given every day. They have a way of pushing every single button that drives you up the damn wall. And it's okay if you don't love every moment of it. Remember, life's messy, balance is bullshit, and your dreams are totally within reach. Grab a friend, share this episode, and start brainstorming those biggest, boldest dreams together. Brainstorm Battle Buddies are the secret to life where survival is a skill set and not a way of living. I'll catch you next week for another 10 minutes of real talk on Highly Inquisitive. Love you big, Gabs.